What's going on, everybody? So today we're going to do a little weekly summary. It's Sunday, try and wrap up a few one-piece investments, talk about a couple things that I thought were interesting. We'll start off with Romance Dawn Blue Bottoms. These are still selling in the $1,250, $1,300 range, which I think is a good sign. I think gone are the days we see this box around $1,100, $1,000. And you can see it's been climbing since November, probably even before then. I mean, last year, the TCG player graph's kind of a bit off because it mixed white bottom and blue bottom there for a while. But gone are the days of we see this in like the 900,000 range. I think this is pretty set in that like 12, 1300 range at this point. We even saw sales on eBay up to like $1,500. So when we look at it again on Wednesday, I believe, the booster box data from the secondary market, we'll get a better idea of what happened this week in terms of sales there. But yeah, I think this is pretty safe to say it's in the 1200, 1300 range now. White bottoms, these are over $400 selling all day on TCG Player. Not a ton of sales, like all day is kind of a bit of a stretch on TCG Player, but it is selling consistently in that like 420, 430 range, which I think is healthy. A couple months ago, this was in like the 370 range, so it hasn't gone nuclear, but people are starting to pick up these older sets. Now, the other older sets that are going to be rotating out next year, like your Paramount War, your Pillars of Strength, even Kingdoms of Intrigue now, but OPO2, OPO3, these are going to be dead money for a while. When we look at the secondary market, there is a lot of supply out there of these boxes, so don't expect these to move anytime soon. I would be surprised if these make another leg up. Kingdoms of Intrigue, this has moved into that like 180, 185 range on TCG Player. I think you have sales even to the 190s, mid 190s on TCG Player, but this is around $180, $185 at this point. I think it's going to hold around here. Maybe we see it bump up to around 200. I would be surprised if it catches OPO3 and OPO2, but it's still good. It is a possibility. Now, we do have a couple other surprising things happening. OPO5, I mean, this box is just continuing to climb. It's up into the 280s on TCG Player now consistently. Like, it's very hard to find a sale under $280 on the platform. It's still selling fairly consistently as well over the last month. Let's see here, 7 daily solds, 4 boxes, which is pretty decent, honestly, for a set that, first of all, is One Piece and not like Pokemon, but also this expensive at $280-ish a box. That's a good sign. You can still find this on the open market for cheaper, though. If you're in Canada, like HPW still has these for $300 Canadian a box, so like 200, 210. Actually, it might be closer to 220 USD at this point with how the dollar's moving. But you can still find this well below TCG Player. So don't buy OPO5 on TCG Player. Just look around Shopify, local stores, maybe even Facebook Marketplace. You should be able to find a decent deal still. Outside of that, we can look at OPO7. This has actually rebounded a little bit. This was down to like $109, and we're now sitting around $114 with a lot of recent sales actually over the past couple days. In that like 115, 116 range, you even have sales up to $120 from today. And if you guys remember, when we did like the first week, I think, looking at the secondary market, OPO7 only had 12 boxes listed below $131 on eBay, and they were selling about 1 a day, which was 12 days of remaining inventory. So there wasn't a ton of OPO7 out there. And obviously, I think they sold a little bit slower the next couple weeks, 0.71 boxes there and 0.86. So we did see a little bit of a slowdown, and we saw a few more boxes reach the market. So this is still in striking distance though, 23, 24 days of inventory. It doesn't surprise me that 500 years in the future is starting to move up. And also it probably was a little bit underpriced around that 110 range, especially with all these other boxes starting to move upwards. There's not really much else to talk about in terms of sets that have already been released. PRBO1, your OPO9, OPO10, or OPO10, OP10, all these boxes are still in the same range they were a week ago when we last looked at them. So I won't harp on that, but EBO2, this is coming out soon on the 9th, which I believe is going to be Thursday, Friday. My math is all off, but this week it's coming out. And I'm really excited to get this product in my hands. I'm still hoping I get 2 sealed cases and then like 4 loose boxes or something. I think it's going to be a decent set. Bandai, I mean, you just look at EBO1. I understand EBO1 probably got a lot smaller of a print run than EBO2 is going to get, but we still haven't seen these get like massive reprints. Bandai has not shown us that they're willing to reprint their specialty sets like the extra boosters and your PRBO1, those types of sets If they start doing that though, we will have to look at sets like this differently. But until Bandai actually proves to us that they're willing to do that, I would be loading up on this. I wouldn't go like as crazy as an OP05 or an OP09, but I would get a decent position in this. And again, if they reprint in the future, you still have decent cards in this. It's not like it's going to be an absolute flop of a set. You're going to have that Luffy manga card, another Luffy, a Boa Hancock, and you can see in Japan these cards are decently expensive. The Luffy is like $850, Boa Hancock $240, the other Luffy $150. So some of these cards will have value. I wouldn't stress about it too much. We could potentially see 5, 6, 7, maybe 8 cards over $100, which would be a decent set. Like that is respectable. And then the other thing, OP11, keep your eye on this as well. I think OP11 is going to be a better set, and these are going to come back come out rather kind of back to back. I believe, and this set will be more expensive for sure, and the cards inside will be very expensive. The gold foil Luffy, these are reprints from OP05. I mean, that card is going to be like $2,000-$3,000 out the gate, especially if this OP11 is a small print run, which I doubt it is. It looks like there's going to be a lot of booster boxes coming. I think most people are going to be able to get their hands on some boxes if they want. Maybe not at the price they want, but they'll be able to get their hands on some boxes. But that gold foil one's going to be very expensive. The silver foil or whatever they're calling it, that one's probably going to be over $1,000 as well in English. Then you have another Luffy here. I mean, that's going to be $400 or $500. Another one as well. I like the Sanji and some of these other cards that are going to be in there. So I think that set's going to be great. I also like that it's a purple box. I don't really think there's any, scientific reasoning as to why I would like this box, but I just feel like purple boxes, pink boxes that stand out, I just feel like they always do well. And again, that's probably just my bias. There's probably no backing for that. But when I think of like Fusion Strike, I think of that EBO one, just all of those sets, they stick out in my mind and they normally do well. So I don't know, maybe superstition. That's why I like this, but there's going to be decent cards in it as well. So don't worry about that. But that's pretty much everything I wanted to talk about in this video, and I've already been rambling way too long. So Romance Dawn, status quo, it's going to keep climbing. OPO 2, 3, and 4, these are going to start to stagnate, I think. Keep an eye on OPO 5. I mean, there's still a lot of boxes out there, at least in Canada. So yeah, it's probably closer to like 220, 230 on the secondary market, realistically, at least where I am. You guys in the States or other parts of the world, probably a bit different still. OPO 7, this is going to continue climbing. Keep an eye on this. Even though it's not like a super deep set, you have some waifu cards in there, and I think it was just a little bit undervalued. And then EBO 2, OP11, when these come out, I will make a video when my product arrives as well, just to show you guys. It'll probably be in the background of future videos as well, but just to show you that I do actually invest in this stuff. I do believe in it because I think that's important. And then if you guys do follow the Pokemon channel, or you're interested in getting the One Piece booster box data every single week and seeing this long term, link in the description down below. You can access the spreadsheet. So thank you guys so much for watching the video. I hope you had a great weekend. Stay safe wherever you are in the world, and I'll catch you in the next one.